Hello, everybody. My name is ANDAY. Welcome to another episode of Lego Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 2, uh, Season 2, Part 2, Episode 5 slash Episode 15. Wait, hold on. I got the wrong one. Let's try to get the episode for, hold on. I got this. There we go. Here's the one. Whoops. Alright, we got the right episode here. Oh, don't play it yet. Just keep it on pause. Okay, great. Okay. Uh that aside, welcome back. We're last episode it was all about pretty much more in the tournament. So we met some new people. We saw new elements. Well, mostly one. It was the element of balance, which sounded way more important than it actually was. Because it was actual like technical balance of balancing your body on stuff, mostly your arms and legs, which is you get an interesting power. Like, sure, it kind of is a little misleading, but from the way it's worded there, it makes like it's just a little like interesting. Like, oh, where that was kind of the wording of it seemed like the water type seemed to be a very important elemental master. But no, she was great. Her name was what, Kizzy or something like that. She was great. We also have Sora who won, and now she has the element of balance. And Nia too, she has the element of lightning. But unfortunately, Wildfire lost, and now her element is cinders. For how long, and we don't know. But I assume when the elements are freed, I guess, and tournament ends, all of the elements go back to their rightful owners. I would say like just no matter they don't have to be close by for it to go back. You know what I'm saying? So like when it goes back, it would go right back to wherever it originated from. So like with Jay going off who knows where, eventually he would get his back. Is what I assume what happened. So yeah, and also the bit at the end where we had a really good uh Roz and Aaron moments. Like they really are setting something up, and I'm very curious to see if it's something that'll happen sooner or later. But yeah, also Wukong's emerge, which it goes on the realms of technicality, true, but also actually I didn't even mention this. I don't think. Roz called out Aaron's false hope over using his quote unquote uh Spinjitzu throw, which is actually Sora's tech power, powering up the fists that hit Raz. So like, yeah, that's what they have. It's very good to see them staying in the good realms of continuity, especially all that's been going on lately, for sure. So yeah, I'm very interested to see what this one. This is an episode. I probably have said it right. Lego Ninjago Seasons Rising Season 2 Episode 16, Truth and Lies, and the title is very interesting between who is telling the truth and who is telling lies. I assume the villains are truths and heroes are liars, but we shall see. Once again, please watch this on official media, like Netflix. Even just have it on in like the background or something like that. Please go watch it, because we need more of this show. I know I do. We've had this for like 12 years now, and we could happily live with many more years. So yeah, let it go on forever. Okay, so yeah, this is episode. I assume we're gonna continue the race. The ninja are gonna win, probably, maybe, I don't know. The title of the show is called Ninjago, so let's watch the ninjas go. Uh, what else will happen? Maybe more, hopefully more tournament battles. I'm very interested to see more elements. So yeah, let's get right into it. Once again, please go watch the official media, and yeah, uh, let me know what you think about this episode. I'm getting my words twisted with what I should say at the end of the video instead of right now. But yeah, let's get into it. Lego Ninjago Joys Everything Season 2, Part 2, Episode 6, or 16, Truth and Lies. Let's watch in 3, 2, 3. I felt sneeze again. 3, 2, 1, go. Bam. Vroom, vroom. I guess somebody talks with you.
Oh man, let's hope this works. What works? Awesome.
Yo! Ultrasonic Raider vibes.
Not bad for something I didn't have any time to test out, right? Sure.
Mystery of the magic world, magic land. I forgot the name. What's the name of the? It's something. It's something to. It's something that starts with an M, I think. Because it's not G. Otherwise, it'd be Gondor. Mysterium. Yes, the realm of Mysterium that had a monastery. So this one also has a monastery wherever you know, the monastery of monastery, whatever realm that you know, the realm of cities, the realm of temple of cities is from. That seems to be a monastery that, well, at least could be there, or it's a monastery that was part of another land that appeared in the land that was next to where the city of temples appeared in. So like it formed there and it just happened to form right next to it. So which it isn't far from certain coincidences like the temple, you know, the monastery, right? The official monastery in Ninjago. It has a bunch of portal gates underneath it that the elevator has a lead into. So like past the official underground part of that area, there's that temple area. So, or that temple area with mystical portals. Well, were they mystical or technological? I think it was mystical because I don't remember Zane getting the hang of it. I think it's mystical. Anyway, so yeah, that one, which was powered by Woo, Spirit Ghost Woo, who again was also leg cold on some trip that we don't know about yet, and I presume may have figured that out soon. But also, it seems to be this case. It lead him to another monastery, which I am curious where that is going to go to, because like we don't know what that's about. We don't know what new this we see Woo and then we see Sprite. What was up with Sprite? Was it just Gondoliariana's way of calling him that, or was he just chilling around with her? Because well, I mean, he didn't know her daughter for like a brief minute before. But also he didn't make any like, you know, say much to Bonzo when he met up with her again. So that's a little interesting. But yeah, we're back in this episode here with the race. Let me find the right tab. Here we go. Yeah, bring up a good point. He did cause the merge by not preventing it, so he is kind of right about being solely responsible. Because, you know, yeah, sure, he was a wise man, but he made plenty few mistakes. Mistakes you can all learn about if you go back and watch Lego Ninjago. Master Suspendjutsu through just Ninjago. Yeah, the ninja's always good. He's always a villain. Real life doesn't work that way. And kind of like a little, not dig per se, but like establishing that things are different now. You know, villains, at least from this perspective, isn't just a one note kind of thing. You know, it's not like Wednesday afternoons on Cartoon Network. You can watch your latest Ninjago episode, and it's like, yeah, this is a bad guy. He's evil. He wants to hurt other people. He's a bat. He must be taken to jail, prison, whatever. That this is establishing, you know, that things are different. Well, at least with Raz, has more goals than you can understand. He is doing things for his right, doing things the way he sees as right, and he admits he's done some harsh things, but like in his mind, he is doing good, which of course, everyone else assumes is bad, which of course is a very fair estimate to make. Which is it speaks layers. Like Roz is instantly a lot more interesting as a villain. He's cooler, and he is like up there probably now, obviously now in top 5 villains. Well, I mean top 5 villains. He's probably up there as a up there villain because like I mean I'm just saying he's they're very close though between okay, look, hear me out. My top 3 villains that I can just assumingly come into between uh estimation of, you know, like in my head is Garmadon, Lord slash Emperor, because they're kind of the same. And you know, ever since the first episode, the pilots, I dropped a Lego. The pilots, we know him as the shadowy, evil person in basically Heck, who is manipulating everybody, and he made his first warrior die. Or explode into a portal that sent him to an even worse place. And then he became this Emperor of Ninjago and commanded a giant stone warrior. And then I will count slash Overlord slash Crystal King. Because don't get me wrong, I can understand people's things about saying Crystal isn't good, but honestly, I would say he is the highlight of Crystallize. You know, stuff aside, missed opportunities aside, low runtime aside, Crystallize was never criticizing Crystal King, I guess, because he was always great. I think great voice, great motivation, great character, great voice. I already said that. Great design, great powers, and great like end goal for fighting. Well, not end goal, but like also great fighting too. Especially that one with Wu, the one everyone talks about. It was great, like A tier. He is great. He's up there for villains for me, regardless of how I feel about the season. Well, I mean, I like the season, but it doesn't matter. And hear me out on this. Omega, you know, he is just so cool. He's the evil or warlord of Ninjago's Onis, and that's all you have to know, really. He's a cool voice. He has a good theme, cool design. I like his staff, and he has really cool powers too. And he worked as like a he worked as the first partial quote unquote antagonist for Garmadon, and obviously not including. Well, I mean the first one, but then the second one was, I would say, also a good antagonist for Garmadon. If you've read the Garmadon comics, go check one out now. There's also one for Shatterspin. I need to read that myself actually. But the first guy is what was his name? Mogra. Lord Mogra. He's the one who took his helmet and looked like a demon man guy. So not including him in my top 3, even though he is kind of up there, to be honest. Like, he was cool. Wish he would appear in the show. Hint hint, because he may have. Well, he probably, but we don't even know if he died. But I'm not putting it past Garmadon to end his life. Spoilers. But yeah, Garmadon, Omega, Overlord / Crystal King up there in my 3 villains. I will say Roz is up there too. I can't accurately depiculate where this tiger man is, or this dark tiger man is specifically located, but like, he's definitely up there for sure. Up there in my, like, honestly, I liked him ever since I first saw his design, to be honest. Well, I mean, the first saw his design, we all thought it was someone that maybe is in league with the team, like in somewhere, because we didn't. It was at this point we didn't even know who was in the new team. Like, Aaron and Sora were still new people for us. Ryu too, and like, you know, and then we learned more about him, and then we learned his voice. His voice sounded cool, and you know, back then we used to want to be from Shima, and he was. So now, like, you know, all that aside, now he's the villain of a Ninjago show, well, Ninjago spin-off rather. But yeah, that's insane. I'm just saying, Rosin's up there now with the coolest villains in fiction. Definitely. One of the coolest fictional villains 2024. I said it. Well, how about this? Coolest fictional villain, one of the coolest fictional villains in TVs. Because we've had some pretty good villains in 2024. We got first one I can think of is Scar King from Godzilla v Kong, well, Godzilla X Kong, and and I'm trying to think. Oh, what was her name? Cassandra Nova, also a great villain. And who else? Who else? Who else? Megatron, obviously, and I'm trying to think of other like things I've watched this year because there hasn't been many movies, unfortunately. You know what this is? Well, I'm getting way off track here, but I just want to look at how many stuff has been going on. Okay, I already saw that movie. Okay, these are horror movies. They don't count for me because I haven't seen them. Madam Web. That one had a cool. Ezekiel was cool, but he wasn't that much of a villain per se. He's definitely in the lower tiers. What other movies came out that I'm probably forgetting because I am dumb? I always say 2020 horror movies. I don't want to know 2020 horror movies. I want to know all movies. Tell me all movies. Okay, I got nothing. So let's Null shows up in Venom 4 as of the time of recording this video. And also the time of whenever Transformers 1 comes out. I'm very curious to see. And Joker 2, but I don't know if he's the villain of Joker 2. Whoever's the villain of Joker 2 is, to be honest. I feel like it will be that could be good. Okay, that aside, I will say Ra is cool. Is one of the cooler villains of 2024 in television. And I can say it thoroughly because what makes you think he's not a cool villain? Go watch the show then. Prove it. So yeah. Great line. Yeah, some kind of hero, and like he is a hero from his point of view. And he does admit he's done some harsh things. But it's always in service of reversing the merge. But like, yeah, if that's his own goal, by re-separating the lands, we would save them from each other. Which, honestly, he's kind of not wrong. Like, even back in Imperium, all they want to do when they first showed up is capture dragons around the merged realms. That included, we still haven't seen much of other merged areas. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen much of other conflict that instruct from merged lands. Like we don't know if there's any other factions or castles or like territories that have been able to effectively add to Raz's point. So like he has a good point here though. Like, you know, what was to be able to save them from each other is by re-separating them. Which I mean, sure, you're not wrong, but also like we don't want that to happen. We don't want the merch to be undone. It's the best thing for this show, to be honest. But you know, maybe there's a way to. What if they're all separated by their planets, and they make a solar system of planets? Huh? Each realm would be a world, so like 15 worlds. Huh? That'd be cool. It would also, you know, sort of make it would sort of work. I'm gonna be 20% honest. Like if they make think about it like this. We don't know squat about the solar system of Ninjago. We only had like 2 moons very briefly. Well, we had 1 moon, and then we had a yin yang moon, and then we had blood moon. But before that, well, before the blood moon, we had 2 moons. Now that moon is gone because of destabilizing the world. We didn't know where the other moon went. And before that, we knew nothing else about anything. We only went to a comet in space. How cool would it be if we re-separated them, but didn't necessarily make them unable to be accessed necessarily? You know what I'm saying? So what if, like, you know, instead of re-separating them and having them like be blocked dimensionally, they're now distributed within the same space, you know? The same universe. So like there would be an Imperium planet, there would be a Wildness planet, there would be a Underworld planet, which that doesn't make sense, but it would. A Mysterium planet, never a Never Realm planet, a Cursed World planet, a Ghost World planet, a Departed planet, whatever planet you think of in the realms of Ninjago is probably there. A Chima planet, nah, it's the Wildness planet. Wait, is that all the realms I can think of? Wildness, Mysterium, Imperium. We don't even know where Imperium is from. We don't know what realm Imperium is. That's an interesting thing. We do know it's separate from the Wildness though, because that's where Roz said he came from. And again, we don't know how Roz came into access the different realms, and now he's just able to hop between them at one point. So that's interesting. So yeah, I'm curious what what end result could be done from this, but also like so much would get undone, but also so many things would probably get worse because like I mean at this point all the merged realms, if they're like location based, sure, but then if they're all just like standing in somewhere, if they're all get separated again, that would cause even more catastrophe. Families would be separate, homes would be lost, uh the people would be separated from each other. I said that already, but it also counts. Maybe foundations would be undone. Say this mountain that was built on another realm, now that has a house. Well, I guess the mountain would disappear with the house, but like what if the house just falls when the mountain is separated again? Like a lot of catastrophe would result of this too, Roz. And I'm not doubting he doesn't already think about it, he just doesn't care. Or maybe he has people he lost too. What do you think about that? What if he has a wife and kids that we never know about, and he lost them to the merge? That'd be a cool parallel to actually to Aaron's parents lost. That'd be really cool, actually, to be honest. But yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, save them from each other and process bring all those who were lost. Okay, all those who were lost. We don't see his face when he says this, but it could be implied that maybe he lost some people, dude. But yeah, let's hope you do it before it's too late. And yeah, free to go, you always were. And yeah, like he is telling the truth here, but he's being malicious about it. Which of course, it's very like the way he says it too. Like poison information can be poison, and it's poisoning his mind of doubt from his faith in the ninja. Yeah, that's cool. I like how they used it to recombine to go through the. Yeah, hold on your masks. And the way the FOV goes crazy, like then by the time he does it, that's pretty cool. Look, it's shown right here. Yeah, why can't we have this in the set? Burning out fire in the back. Oh, that was so cool though. I want to see it. Yep. I like how they're all affected and then Lloyd is just kind of there because he's really the only one who has covering over him. But yeah, it is cool though. And then win the match, which it is a fair way of this guy. He has the same like mold as Killua. Oh, and here's another. He's a Cragling. He has red eyes, and I can't tell if it's a shadow or he just has like black hands or black palms. But yeah, it's interesting. Cragling with red eyes. This guy over here, we still don't know his name, but he's cool looking. Oh, he has. Okay, look. Here's a better way to make him. Or casual wear, I guess. You take. No, I guess Killos wouldn't work. But I guess you would, sort of. You could still keep them helmet, I guess, and the face paint, horns, and that kind of looks very similar to the Sons of Garmadon tattoo, but I guess they changed it to be, because like if he was his Sons of Garmadon tattoo, that'd be crazy. But I guess it is sort of paralleling. It's kind of Killo's model, but like they still gave some good details here to change it properly because different tattoos here and here. But he's also wearing the. I'm surprised they have one his size. Yeah, that was a cool. It's cool to see more background characters. And yeah, we have this neat little moment here where we get this big view of the city of temples, which is really cool looking. And here's the arena even. That's nice. This is a really good place. Oh, I never thought to mention the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 7 source dragons. The 6 spires here, they're very cool. And yeah, like this seems to be, you know, obviously just built somewhere very high up with all the, oh, there's a waterfall too. Of all the clouds making around. Definitely up there. And I like this seeming to, like, we go up here after we learn stuff with Aaron. Well, I mean, after we learn stuff with Aaron and then go to, you know, Gilbert the Maze. We see Aaron come up here for some. He has to get up on a barrel to be able to reach. But yeah, like this definitely does show he has some doubts in his mind and stuff. Yeah, he knows he should talk to Lloyd, but there's a lot going on. Rod's probably lying. He's not the ninja, should be fake jitsu. Yeah, he's gonna have a moment here, but unfortunately he has to go. And we see finally another thing here with this game, it seems, which is really neat. Them both being on different platforms, but also having 2 like things that could launch themselves. So like I get why, you know. Also, like, for not being like Beatrix, Zeatrix acts like her a lot. But who knows how much all that has changed here since then, because, you know, she probably was the nicest person ever, but then losing all that made her obviously very, like, not twisted, but like definitely crazy in the way she wants to do things. Because, like, yeah, that straight up just knocks that over and then knocks her down. I mean, because it was already so close to the ground, she unfortunately couldn't propel herself up. So, like, she lost. Which is unfortunate because, yeah, like, it is, you can do see that. They do care about her, which is crazy. Which is, it's kind to see. But yeah, now she has wind and shockwave. And yeah, it does complement her powers. But yeah, she's still obviously just, even though, you know, you expect her to go up to talk to him, like, because we're not so different after all. No, she's still bad talking him enough that it makes him growl. And yeah, we don't hear what his power is, but I guess he is still able to compete. And if he's and of course, it just doesn't make sense that he wouldn't want to participate in hitting a ball through a hoop. But yeah, Cloud knockout gas, which is interesting because we never see what specifically Tox's power was. But yeah, he does this, which is very cool. Essentially making his own gong by slamming his foot. And yeah, that's enough to dissipate the smoke here. Then he does Shadow Spin. And it's not like she doesn't try it again. Tries it again, but it's not enough. And yeah, she gets knocked down, unfortunately. And then I guess going for the ball, of course, he's gonna wanna keep knocking her down. Jeez. Is just as crazy. Yeah, like, bro, you have everyone else so concerned. You even have the skeleton guy up there. Which is his eyes are literally poking out of his sockets. Yeah, definitely makes sense for Roby to step in saying, stop your squats fight. Which bro was ready to keep going. But poor Tox, though. And yeah, and good on the security drones for showing up to make sure he does stop. But yeah, he does leave, but like, we don't even know. Does that mean the element is now transferred to him? But also, you know, getting her into thing. And the security bots here, they have a little sort of, like, I guess, would be Ninjago sign for the little health / nursing kind of thing, symbols. Which that's kind of neat. Get me into this one over here. Yeah, no problem, sister. So this, so that means the one who's possessing Jordana is a sister of the, or at the very least, maybe they're calling him sister like you would call a friend of yours, a close friend, brother. You know, like we must do this, brother. Come with me, brother. We must destroy the whatever, the whatever. You know what I'm saying? Is that the case, or is it actual like family relation? Are the Forbidden Five siblings? The Forbidden Five. What's a what's after quintuplets? You know, the quintuplets is like four. What's after quintuplets? I can't think of it. But yeah, are they all siblings? We have been wrong all this time. But yeah, like, and that's definitely like intentional, like sister, and then of course Sora's the one to pick up because she's been on Jordana's case all of it. And yeah, we don't see what happened. We don't see if he stayed around to. I mean, I don't think he wouldn't not want to stick around to get more power from uh taking the crystal. But I guess they probably did it anyways, because yeah, no. Maybe after Tox's injuries healed. But yeah, she got it worse bad. She got it pretty bad if that's the case to get her sent to over there. And yeah, this is true. Frack hasn't seen many games because he's been focused on his training, because like really he hasn't been around all this time. And yeah, like in like the public side, we don't even think, you wouldn't think Arouse would be a bad guy. Like, you know, in the public side, they just think he's some random tiger man. But sure, he looks, you could say he looks evil and talks evil a little bit, but this doesn't mean he has to be. It doesn't mean he's evil. But I like how he even questions, are you talking about a different guy named Rose? But yeah, Shadow's good inside you. But he hasn't worn it yet, which is interesting. And they do bring that out, because we don't see, even in Frock's actual elements of battle, he never uses it. But yeah, that one's a good scene here. It says, everyone spends too much time. You must take what you need and force the progress you need. Force the world to the way you want to work, which it's not a bad ideology. Like, force your way through the world when you can't. Because like it is different from motion, where you must see the motion and harmony of all living things. This one is you must force your way through living things because the world is so unjust and unforgiving. So like that already goes into deeper ideologies, at least ones that we haven't seen before. And he actually, I think it's right here where he goes mini spin jitsu and then full spin jitsu. And it looks, and okay, this I noticed it right away, but I wasn't sure. It has a bit of red in it. Like that's just straight up shatter spin level red, if you can see. Like it looks very similar too. And like yeah, it's a mix of spinjitzu and shatter spin, which is already a form of spinjitzu, but like what's a forbidden form, to be honest. But like yeah, that's interesting. So does that mean he has shatter spin in him, or is it like an illusion, alluding to him being able to use shatter spin? Or is that what that would be? And man, it looks pretty too. Cause like, would that be shatter spin, or is it like just straight up spinjitzu? But yeah, whatever the case, he's able to do it, and even gets happy here. He's able to did it, and yeah, like that scene was great. A real spinjitzu tornado, and he did do it, and he did it by Raz's teachings. Which that's already crazy to already see, like after so much time struggling over there, he was able to pick up something that here. Which I mean, I guess it would make sense because they already learned how to do Spinjitzu partially. You can't necessarily improve on something you've had such a basic understanding of. At least from a sense that, well, whatever is going on, you try to do more, it's not working, so you have to work with different form of seeing whatever you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like say a martial arts is not fit for your body type. It's fine. It's okay. You don't have to learn it, but you can find one that is fit for your body type and learn that you can do so much more with that than what you've been trying to do. I'm mostly thinking of like Kung Fu Panda when obviously Kung Fu Panda Po was able to do certain fighting styles because apparently that was like the theory, right? Because the Furious Five rather, they all have fighting styles that are akin to them, but Paul has his own fighting style that is different from them, but still able to put in the work, able to put in some really good, you know, offense and defense. So like I'm saying that there's some styles out there that probably just doesn't work, but that doesn't mean you're unable to find ones that do work. And yeah, like he's not lying. He's been so long trying to figure out how to do spinjitzu. Even the first episode, he's barely able to do this mini spinjitzu. But now he's able to do regular spinjitzu, which is crazy. Because he felt amazing, and that felt right. And the music you're playing is a little bit of Mazaraza's teachings, and of course he's not happy about that. At first I thought it was him that was looking at his phone, but it was fracked, so that just makes Aaron go down to brood. See here? He does not like to hear that. And yeah, we get this fight with Lloyd and Pale, Mr. Pale. Green with envy. And yeah, they make a point here saying it's light bending, so it's more than just invisibility. And he clearly shows it right here, doing something straight up from Invisible Girl Hakugure from Maha, where she's able to bend light while being also invisible. Also, it bothers me that they didn't edit the clothes here. Well, I guess it makes sense because it is darkness, but whatever. But yeah, I like this too, where he makes his whole body reflect light, and that's something super cool. And that's got to be a Hakugure reference. Because, visible person learning how to bend light. That's so cool. And yeah, Lloyd calls it out because obviously he didn't do anything like this in the other tournament. And yeah, when did you do that? And he says, not the only one who's been training. And that's very true. And that's cool to see that, he's the only one he also has been keeping up on what he's able to do. Yeah, a lot of catching up to do, buddy. That's cute. It's very cool to see, they still have this sweet little, not rivalry in a sense, but like sense of history. Because, they knew each other back then, and they know each other now. And yeah, he does bring up his little bit of overkill evidence here, saying he can bring home the trophy. And yeah, Lloyd calling out to be annoying, so he thinks out of the box. And he does exactly what, really, you do against invisible enemies, is try to hit them with the stuff around them if you can't find them. So, like, in this case, it would be all the dust around. And I like how he does spinjitzu to do it, but would that be kind of... That's kind of, I guess... No, they didn't say not to do spinjitzu, but they did say not to do Rising Dragon, which he doesn't do. But spinjitzu, I guess, is sort of technically allowed. And I like how it goes on both his clothes, but also his glasses. And hat. Don't forget the hat. But yeah. After he sees him, he knocks him down. And I like how he knocks him out of both his invisibility and also his dirt and also his glasses. Which is great. Bonk. And yeah, I like how actually when he does lose his element, we see his face. And yeah, it's a little uneven. And I guess maybe he's not able to control himself to make him uninvisible. It's only when his elemental power is taken he's able to be uninvisible. Well, visible, not make him uninvisible. Well, yeah, like he's unable to do that. So that's why I wonder why that didn't happen in Tournament of Elements, huh? They couldn't make a model for him, huh? But yeah, it is cool to see. I actually have a model of him for here. It's nice to see what he looks like visible. And he looks pretty cool, I think. He just needs his glasses back. Yeah, then we see Elemental Master of Earth versus Quake. Which he does have this armor thing here, but it's not with Shatter Spit. And they make point of that too. And yeah, there is starting to be a little disconnect. Aaron and Sora. Yeah, and I like how supportive Brack still is, and he's not like super, oh, I'm broody and man. Yeah. I like how he's still, just happy to be, he's honored to be with Cole in the fighting, because like, yeah, it's great to see, he is still supportive, and he has some neat armor here. It's like a kimono type beat, armor piece too. Yeah, I could totally make a figure of him. Like, come on, give us the pieces. And yeah, this is a cool stage setting. This reminds me of the fences in Mario games, where you climb up the fences and you hop off, and you climb up and then hop off. And I guess these would be platforms that you have to jump on, but if you stay on one too long, they fall down. One too long, they fall down. And then there's no bell in Mario. Well, I guess there's a cat bell, but it's not like part of the level design. I'm just thinking of this gives me like Mario Odyssey vibes. But yeah, very cool stage, very cool settings. And yeah, even if it's Quake, he's still able to affect, like, shake things around him, which is, it is brought to attention here. That is very, very, like, again, location-based power. So, like, if he's able to shake everything around him, it makes him, well, at least advancing to someone to get to him, very hard to do because of all the shaking and unable to properly stabilize yourself. Unless balance, how would balance work with Master Shake or Quakes rather? Because like, would that be immune? Okay, I'm trying to notice, but yeah, there's a lot of duplicates here. But it's fine. Don't pay no attention to duplicates of many Ninjago people who have the same hairstyle. But yeah, but I guess it looks like he was able to make a giant rock all the way from the very bottom of wherever that pit is, or at least from one of the sides, and then make it grow upwards. And yeah, that's cool. And he's able to control a rock looking, this is like telepathy levels of rock control. Like, this is the earth bending type deal. Like, we've never seen him do this, I don't think. We've seen him be able to shoot rocks from his hands, summon rocks from the ground, but we've never seen him able to just pick up rocks with his, I wouldn't say mind, but like, it's some sort of, I'm trying to think of it. Would it be, geopathy? I assume that's a word, because like, geology and then, well, I mean, geology is probably another word for something else. Geopathic. Nope, that's something else. Oh, wait. Geopathy is a theory that links the Earth's inherent radiation with the health of animals and plants. Well, the health of humans and... Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Like, because I'm thinking of what would be the opposite of technopathy. It would be something to do with Earth. What is the word for Earth that I'm thinking of? And it's not Earth bending. Would it be Earth pathy? Okay, there's no word for it, but I'm swear it's technopathy superpower. Okay, is there no... Okay, subpower of physics. Physionics? Physionics. Okay, cyberkinesis. Geokinesis! Yes, that's what I was thinking of. This straight up geokinesis. He's able to control what seems to be with his hands, but also, like, he's able to make it float in the air. That is so cool. We've never seen him do that. And yeah, I like how Fragier looks at it and like shock. It seems like, huh? He was no way he was able to do that. And yeah, it was a good try though. I managed to try to hit the chain. And yeah, he makes another one come out of sort of his back, but also like a very effective way of doing it. And Fragier isn't doing half bad. He's able to climb and make his way up, and still try to shake. I like how he punches the ground or punches whatever this is to get to stabilization. And it does seem to be like he isn't affected by it because obviously part, he's not connected to the things that he's shaking, but he is still in a lower position than him, so he has to find a way to get up. Yeah, and I like how even after all this earth bending, it seems, he does call out something here where he does say, while he does try to get up, he makes a point of saying, well, he actually punches it back, but he can't control metal. So unfortunately, Cole, sorry, but you need some classes from Toph on how to metal bend. I like how he does try to make his way. He did make his way up pretty close. And yeah, he did say someone told him, so he knew not to say he was listening to Roz. And yeah, Sora is kind of right here about he was only as low, but he couldn't let her. But like that, see, hearing that wording there, but just kind of is crazy. She couldn't let him fail. That's a crazy way of wording that, because that puts like, that's like so insane. Like, oh, did something really bad happen, and I couldn't let you fail at this, that is a crazy way of saying it. Like, because if you think about it, that's insane way of wording it. And yeah, he was so frustrated and just wanted to let you have a win. And yeah, he thought he could do it on his own, but it's not like that. And everyone's getting pretty crazy about it. Yeah, it kind of was built for Frog's powers. Yeah, he was able to ding the bell, which, to Crow's credit, he was able, almost had it. It was like right there. Like, he even touched it, I think. See? Touch. But he was like 1 millisecond behind, because he does sort of touch it here, but like he touches it officially right there. And then he gets like a brief touchback by it. And what, did it get kicked? Did Frog kick him? No, Frog didn't kick him. It was close to, but it was more like just him putting his legs up like, yee, I got it. Something like that. But yeah. What a finish. And he is still happy about, fighting. Even if it is, still competing with him. It is good to see him still having good spirits. And man, I want to know how to make that figure. And yeah, it is obviously not the same beast, because it is lacking a little thingy right there. The thing that he shatters spin. And yeah, he does a crazy use of coal right here. It's a real power. And yeah, they do call out something here, which is obviously, I think from the very beginning, they didn't get invitations. Which, I mean, really, they just haven't gotten invitations for their whole lives. Because, seems to be the case. But yeah, some suspicions, but like, it seems maybe Roby's unaware of it. Maybe there's somebody working behind the scenes. I would say maybe Blect, but we don't know squat. I don't know. I wanna trust Roby. He's too cool of a guy. He wouldn't do anything. But yeah, I like how we have these three who are really, these three are still the ones in the game. Yeah, whatever their evil end game is. Yeah, lightning balance. Yeah, I never a lot on yeah, that's kind of true. But yeah, he does really point out here, information can be poison. I admitted some of my intentions, and the truth for poison is that, well, he's And that poison will tear them all apart. Because he is the only threat to me, getting control of all the elements. As the only way I can create the dragon icons he needs. So, would creating the dragon icons get him the source dragons? How you lured and trapped the source? Oh, we have Noct back here. Doing Noct things? Because he just straight up just appears back there. And he doesn't seem to be listening, like, in league with them. But seems to be, like, doing his own thing. What if it's him that's rigging the games? Trust us. Proper icons. So that's how you lure a source dragon. Someone is source dragon is impossible. Yeah, win by any means necessary. And yeah, here we have Nia versus Noct. And again, we don't hear what his elemental power is. I like how he does, you know. And yeah, not here cheer. Wow. Like, bro, Noct is cool, but also like so evil. And yeah, this arena stage here looks cool. It's very similar too to the thing they were practicing in for the learning how to do freaking Rising Dragons. Yeah, I like how she uses both electricity and water pretty good here. Because, like, she does really good against him. And actually, I'm not thinking of it, he doesn't even use Tox's power. So maybe it is after Tox gets better, or he just doesn't care. Yeah, but after, you know, obviously Shadow Spin, she does do Rising Dragon, which is a good contender to against it, but not seems to be the, you know what I'm saying, like a good counter against it. Because, you know, Shadow Spin does seem to be, you know, the one to win, but a Rising Dragon is one that counters it, so I like that. Yeah, and I like how even when he's knocked out of Shadow Spin, his eyes are still pretty red. Which is a really cool detail. And it fades to blue. Which is cool. And I like how he still uses his mask. I like how he puts that back on. It makes him cool. And yeah, use of water and electricity. I think she does something here. But yeah, ooh. Spooky. But yeah, unfortunately the thing blips all the way to him and Nia's left squat. Very unfortunate. Cool swords back there. But yeah, tech and balance versus smoke and heat. And we haven't seen Jordana jump in either. Yeah, he does take this moment to talk to Roz about that. He says, I'm writing a great many things here. He says he knows what his parents are, but he does say, any information Jay Walker has, I also have. Which, you know, that's already put stuff in. Like how in the middle of a puzzling, they immediately go to attack each other. And like how the first weapon she makes is this sort of stun baton, but that's also like some sort of not stun baton, but like also something that's able to like hold him up. So it's like a stun baton, but also like a wand of, and it gives me vibes of. Okay, this is a deep cut, but it gives me vibes of whatever weapon Malik the Malign used in Clutch Power's movie. Like something that holds you both up, and then like it's able to hold him up, see? And then knocks him down. With electricity. And it's against the weapon I wish Garmadon officially had in the show. Because in the pilots he didn't have that weapon. But it would have been so cool if he did. But I like how she separates it into two different things here. Because while he's still going after her, she separates it into... Well, she first throws that up and uses this as a distraction to make him focus on that weapon. But not enough to focus on whatever she's doing up here, which is the real thing, and she turns this into a cage. The same thing she used to trap him in the first part of the season 2, which is insane. She's super creative. And also, like, yeah, this was totally the thing that had him stuck until he... Because, like, you know, it's airtight, and that seems to be... And yeah, he always falls through that trick. That's funny. And yeah, that's able to hold him at least until he gets his shatter spin on. Which, you know... And yeah, 1 to 1 to 1. That's the way to go. Yeah, and I like how we do see him catching up like that. Well, first it's getting him out of there. And then getting all smoky and then appearing there. But then she jumps in while holding that thing, but that leaves him to falling down in the fire. Which, El Bozo. And that gives her the win. And more, and that looks cool. She's got green, blue, and pink. They're very cool colors. Well, it's green. It's yellowish. Well, yellow and blue makes green, so. And I guess blue and that makes her. But yeah, she's doing that, and that looks really cool. And yeah, like person with 4 elements powers. That's neat. And we see the Woo Ghost or Sprite comes back. Goes to Cole specifically. And leads him, but also we do see Aaron here. I assume is training on his own. But Roz is here watching. Oh yes, use the dark side. But I wonder if you can see them here. No, you can't see. We can see Cole over here, but you can't see wherever they're doing that. I don't think you can. Unless that is him? Okay, it's a staircase, so... Nope, not in view. I thought they would have been in view, but... But there's a monastery. And this is interesting. I wonder what is secrets are loyalty are having in this... Whatever realm this monastery is part of. But yeah, this one does look fundamentally different. It doesn't have the top this side that the stuff goes inward. So like maybe it fell off during whatever erosion was going on here. But yeah, I'm very curious to see what that's about. So yeah, that's been my reaction to Lego Ninjago Rising Season 2, Episode 16, Truth and Lies. Or rather, Season 2, Part 2, Episode 6. So yeah, this has been this episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around through my ramblings and yappings about stuff in Ninjago I find very cool. Anyways, yeah. Thank you for watching. My name is ANDAY. Please make sure to go watch the official stuff first, and then come back and watch this one. Alright? Thank you for watching. My name is ANDAY, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!